Hey, my name is Chris, the Agape Goddess. This pick a card is going to be letting you know what it is that's hindering your love life. So take this time right now to just intuitively choose a deck. Take a couple of deep breaths if you need to, just to clear your head, and choose a deck, and then I'll get started with the messages. If you need more time, just go ahead and pause the video. I'm going to start with pile 1 being this pile. So right away, what I'm seeing is that you can find yourself in situations where you're not exactly compatible with the people that you're dealing with. A lot of times when we meet people, what actually shows up is just the person's representative or what it is that they want us to know about them. They put up facades and different things like that. And I mean, we all do it. But after a while, you begin to see that this person is not exactly um, what it is that they portrayed themselves to be. And I'm seeing that instead of you being a person to walk away from that situation, you're more so likely to try to um, do things to change that person or to try to change the situation. You're the person who will try to figure out like what it is that we can do to work things out, and some things are not exactly to be worked out. Some things are just the way that people are. Um and sometimes we just have to respect other people's differences. Everybody is not meant to deal with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you're not for a person and a person may not be for you. Um so the biggest part about it is just that you have a hard time once you become invested in something to just go ahead and release. Once you see that the thrill is gone, basically, you'll still try to hold on, like, instead of just releasing a situation, because you may feel like you invested um whatever you've invested, whether it be time, energy, money, whether you've gone out on dates, whether you feel like it's been sex or whatever the case may be, or you just haven't come to the realization that it's just best to release things that don't serve you. With the 8 of Wands is basically giving advice for you to walk away from situations sooner than later when you realize that these situations don't serve you. Once the thrill is gone, once you don't have passion, that same passion is not there, that was first there. Like sometimes in the beginning phases, everything is hot and heavy and stuff like that, and everything is cool and everything is great. And you start seeing more of a person's true colors after that initial little quote unquote honeymoon phase has passed. Once that time has passed, it's all good that it's been all gravy and fun and stuff like that. But once that time has passed and this person is still it is now not calling you as much, not returning your calls or your text messages as much, and don't start trying to force yourself and trying to troubleshoot. Sometimes We want to know. We want to have closure. We want to know, well, what went wrong. We start asking ourselves questions. We start asking the person questions. But at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is, do you like the way that this relationship and this person is making you feel? Does it feel um like you are having a good connection with that person? Does it feel like love? Does it feel happy? Does it feel joyful? Does it bring you at peace? Is it causing you anxiety? Are you having too many uncertainties? Is this connection making you unsure? If all of these things are leading back to something undesirable coming out of the connection, then release it. It does not serve you. It's not doing no good for neither one. Because sometimes people, you probably wonder, well, why don't they just say that? Because everybody is not honest. Everybody is not honest. Everybody won't just come out and just say, oh, well, you know, I'm done with this. The thrill is gone. The same passion is not there. With the page of wands in reverse, the same passion is not there. We done did whatever and whoop de whoop, and I'm straight on it. It's over with. Everybody don't have that kind of honesty. So what you have to do is have more of a respect for yourself, more of a love and a kindness towards yourself, and a self-awareness, just to know that this situation is not making me feel desired. This situation is not making me feel wanted, comfortable, at peace, content. It's not giving you a sense of security and a sense of safety. Excuse this dog in the background. I'm sorry. So with the Magician card here, I'm seeing that if basically you can manifest the exact type of love that you want. You can take charge of what it is that you accept or not when it comes down to relationships. You don't have to deal with and try to fix and put up with what people present to you. You can basically walk away, you know, get your mindset on what it is that you want, you know, how it is that you want to feel, what it is that you want in a mate, and manifest that. And then you'll find somebody charging in, wanting to, you know, be exactly what you want them to be, because you'll have manifested it. You'll have attracted someone who's like-minded with you. But first, just gather in your mind and in your heart what it is that you need and what you desire within a connection, and be mindful not to hold on to connections that are not serving you in any type of way. That way you'll leave room and an open door to manifest the type of relationship that you do want and that you do desire. And then somebody gonna, the night of wine, somebody gonna come charging in, baby, like a knight in shining armor. Somebody gonna be coming in who's gonna be attractive, confident, sure of you, sure of themselves, and it's gonna be all love, because this will be what you've manifested once you take the time to actually figure out what it is that you want and need, and not accept anything else outside of that. All right, Paula. Sometimes it's hard to let go, especially when you done. I know women especially, we don't be liking to be sleeping with a whole lot of people, and we be feeling like we excuse me, we not just doing stuff just to be doing stuff. We trying to have a real connection. Okay, so this is if you chose pile number 2. All right. Pile number 2. Excuse me. So with pile number 2, what I'm seeing is you're a very trusting individual. You tend to know what it is that you want. And once you know what you want, you have your mind set on it. And once you fixate on it, you express your love. You express everything that you want with this person, and you just this loving and kind and all this other type of stuff. You become dedicated to the person and just pouring out your all. And but I'm seeing that sometimes you don't exactly get that in return. So at times we can become a little bit naive, especially when we want what we want. And we can have a kind of a way of seeing what we want to see. And also, the way we feel about people, at times we'll automatically assume that that will be reciprocated. A lot of times you're very trusting and just pouring out into people, and you automatically think that that's going to be returned to you. And then you get your feelings hurt when it's not automatically returned to you. Because everybody cannot match your good nature. Everybody is not going to match your good nature. You may have a tendency to be trusting towards people, and then you find out certain things about people and you take it real harshly because, like I said, you are the type that you're expecting yourself to show up in other people. You're expecting your good nature to show up in people because it's what you give, it's what you put out. It's the way that you demonstrate your love. It's the way, how deep and how true you are with your expressions, and the way you treat people, and even the trust that you have in people. It could even be on the naive side, because you'll have a way of overlooking things for a while until finally it's just right there in your face, and you don't have a choice but to just see it for what it is. And sometimes that's too late, because we'll have given people too many chances by the time we finally just look at it for what it is. And it's just like, oh, sometimes it's to the point where it's blowing up and it's something major, whereas we overlook the small things along the way, trying to go along to get along. And little things that might arise our suspicions, and may not add up. You're looking at certain things like, oh well, that don't add up, but you trust anyway. You have this nature of you refer back to yourself, and how you may not be a person who would do a particular thing, so you will naturally give a person a pass, like, oh well, this person not trying to get over like this, or this person is not doing such a thing like this. But really they are, because people are who they are, regardless to how good we are to them, regardless to how much we sow into them or give to them. People will be sneaky, people will hide stuff. Now the thing, your advice is to don't allow this to make you bitter, or to make you lose faith that true love and reciprocal companionship and things like that actually exist. It does exist. It does exist. But what's needed is that you trust your intuition. When you're getting a feeling of something not being right, of something not adding up, of something not leveling out, then go ahead and take it at face value. Don't allow yourself to paint pictures with all these extravagant colors that are not there. This person is basically walking around black and white, and you throwing different colors on them and beautifying them and dressing it up. Well, that's what you can't do, because it's going to leave you in a place of feeling so betrayed, to where you'll become such a harsh judge of individuals, to where you just thinking like, oh, all people. You'll start generalizing men and or women, or people, whoever it is that whatever the sex that you're dating. you'll begin to generalize and be like, oh, all men are this or all women are that, and be in a place of this bitterness to where you're not tapping into your loving nature and your kind and trusting and expressive nature that you once had, because you're just feeling like it's going to end in disappointment anyway. People do this, people lie, people, everybody cheat, everybody lie, everybody use you, different things like that. You'll find yourself in a place of bitterness saying things like this when that's not exactly true. It's just that when certain signs and signals are given to you, you have to take it at face value. And when you don't, you'll find yourself far further in a place of an illusion, or delusion, to where, because when we want something, we want it, and also when we move a certain way, we're not usually suspecting that other people are moving in a way that's not like we're moving. Oh, well, I give this person my last. You're expecting this person to give you their last. Oh, well, whenever this person call, I'll come running. Automatically, you're expecting that if you call this person, they're going to come running. Like, you're expecting somebody to meet you at your good nature. All the time, that's not going to be the case. So if this is something that you desire, just know that when you start seeing small signs of somebody not meeting you and giving you what it is that you give to them, then check out early, not late. Don't wait around. Don't wait for them to show you the worst of the worst. Don't wait for it to build up, because we always see signs in the beginning. Now if you ignore them, that's a whole different story, but it's only gonna have you mad and feeling that much more betrayed. But you at some point have to be accountable and know, like, well, I did see signs and I ignored. Sometimes we have to be accountable for the things that we are allowing to happen within these connections, because people are not in connections alone. It's always two. It takes two. So if you're seeing things and you're not checking out and you letting it go on, then it's not all the way rightful to just be so upset at the other person. And this is how you break cycles as well. Taking your place of accountability, knowing what it is that what part that you played in the situation, it keeps you from going in this roller coaster up and down of meeting the same type of people, experiencing the same type of thing, get mistreated in the same type of way. You have to at some point be held accountable and to just take what you see at face value, and don't be afraid to only allow what it is that you desire. All right, so that's pile number 2. And for the last pile number 3. Okay, pile number 3. Right away, what I'm seeing is the case of, okay, so you may be finding yourself in situations over and over again where you feeling like you done built up a person for their next partner. Okay? You find yourself being loyal to the wrong cause. You don't like to end things. Even once you see that it is what it is, you just have such a loyalty, and you feel like if I just show this person, how loving I can be, if I just love them and help them you see that they're a screwed up person. Your discernment done shows you that. You see that this person is screwed up. You know what I'm saying? You may have even looked at and considered this person's past. Maybe this person had a past, so well, they had a mama that didn't really treat them right, or they had a ex-girlfriend, and they done gave the story of how the ex-girlfriend done did this and that, or the ex-baby mom, ex-wife, whatever it is. But this person may have had these stories of how other people wasn't this and wasn't that, and all these other type of things, and you feeling like, oh, well, I could be everything that they wasn't. And so you assume that role, and you begin to encourage this person and help this person grow. You might have helped this person find a job, probably bought this person a new wardrobe, probably, you don't used to begin to sow so much into this person, because you just feeling like, oh, you see the good in people. So you see the good in this person, and you just feeling like, oh, well, if I just do this, I know this person a hot mess, but I can make them right for me. And you feeling like, and you thinking that you building them for you. But then there's this moment where you find yourself becoming, another one of this person's story of somebody who they used to deal with. So and I'm even feeling like the more you do for this person and the more you give to this person, just the fact of them feeling like they're not much and they're not worth much, them knowing that they're a hot mess, they become more and more detached with you, because they know that they cannot match everything that you're doing for them. So the more you doing, and the more love you pouring on, and the more you helping them grow, and just loving and nurturing this person, and they don't have that to give, they feel less and less worthy of you. So they pulling away. They feeling more and more detached from you. Which is leading you to even cling on more. You having this nervous energy, this nervous feeling, because you feel like they slipping away from you, want somebody slipping away again, or I done invested in somebody else. Is somebody else who gonna go on and be a better person for somebody else? But maybe in the past you had people that dealt with you for a certain amount of time and didn't want to put a label on a relationship, and then bam, turn around with somebody else, and all of a sudden posting pictures on social media, they're in a serious relationship, they done propose to somebody else, and all this other type of stuff. That is not a reflection on you not being good enough. You are good enough. You are great. It's actually a reflection of you being too good. Sometimes you have to realize when you're too good for a person. Stop coming along and finding projects to work on. I know it may not be an easy thing, but what I'm feeling is to spend some time alone, and all of that energy that you're using to manifest love within somebody else, do some of those things towards yourself. you know don't be afraid just to spend some time alone. Don't be afraid to go and sit and have dinner with yourself. Buy yourself some flowers. You know what I'm saying? Buy yourself a nice bottle of perfume. Play a love song. Just say one of your favorite love songs and sing it to yourself. You need to hear that you are loved, that you are appreciated, that you are enough. And there are times when other people are not going to be here to tell you that. So in those times, get comfortable with giving that to yourself. Get comfortable with falling in love with yourself. You see breaking up is like, one of the worst things when you break up with people, because it makes you feel like you're not good enough, or you weren't good enough, but you were too good. To these people that you keep having these situations with, you were too good to these people. That is why they didn't know how to remain in the relationship. They went and downgraded. Whoever it is that they went and found, it was a downgrade of somebody who they felt more comfortable with existing with. The level of love and nurturing and loyalty and just the virtue, um the way you encourage this person, they knew that they were incapable of reciprocating that, and it made them feel low about themselves. It brought conviction to them. So that's why they didn't want to, they couldn't, they couldn't stay with you, because it was too much of a dagger in their heart every time, they knew that they wasn't enough for you. Okay, so just don't look at breakups or walking away and choosing yourself as a bad thing. Because at the end of the day, we can't fault somebody for not wanting to be with us, or not treating us like we were enough, when we haven't treated ourselves as though we're enough. You have to know that you're enough and treat yourself as though you're enough. And in your times of being alone, know that you are still whole. Another person cannot make you whole. You are whole even when you're alone. And once you have time alone and you begin to put all of that loving energy into yourself, the next person that comes along, they'll have to match that. And you'll be able to recognize it and accept it even quicker. Once you realize that your love and that your efforts are not being reciprocated, you'll automatically be like, oh hell no, oh, this nigga don't think, or this woman don't think, I'm good for this, or I'm good for that, or they're not gonna do this and that. Well, I could do that by myself. I do that. I buy myself this. I take myself, here or there. I talk to myself better than that. I don't need another person bringing me down. I don't need another person, making me feel less than about myself. I encourage myself. So another person who is allowed into my space, they're going to have to encourage me too. They're going to have to love on me too. They're going to have to appreciate me too and uplift me too, or they don't have no place in my life. And once you begin to do those things to yourself, and you get that feeling of fullness alone, when somebody else comes into your vicinity and wanting to connect with you, they're going to have that same energy, that same frequency. They're going to have to keep that up, or you're going to realize you could do without them. Okay? So that is it for this pick a card reading. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope that it helped somebody. And if you know anybody that would enjoy this pick a card reading, then please do share. And until next time, y'all be cool.